All right, we're underway on YouTube again. I'll put up a poll. I'll put up a poll for this next one. But Jesus. Jesus. Like, give me another sport in the world that can deliver moments like that. Gold Coast, no one would have given them a hope. Penrith, resting their origin guys, and the loss won't hit them that hard, right? It doesn't, the loss doesn't mean as much to the Panthers as the win means to the Titans. But they're going to celebrate that for a very, very long time. Very, very long time. So cool to see. Jeez. Look at the Chargers mascot, by the way. I don't know what, like, there's something special about the fact as well that they've been able to do it in that jersey. That it's, like, universally loved. Everyone loves that Gold Coast Chargers jersey that they've done. But no Tino out there for them. To come up with a win like that is special. That's very, very special. How good is that? How good is that? That's special. I am live on YouTube, right? A number of people in the chat are saying that I'm not, but I believe I am. All right. Jeez. We got 5 minutes until the next game. I need to lock in. I need to lock the hell in. Are there really only 17 people? No way did that get rid of, what, 80 people? That'd be so funny if it did. Damn. YouTube's not telling me how many people are concurrently viewing at the moment anyway. Yes, my dude, you're alive. Good, thank you. Okay. Must have just taken a second out there. Anyway. Holy. We'll get into the tease for the next game, but I promise you, throughout this entire first half at least, I'm going to be well and truly focused on the fact that we've just seen one of the great Gold Coast Titans wins. And I said this earlier, they're a likable team. They are a very likable team, purely as a result of the fact that they just exist. They're so inoffensive. They don't really do anything. But a win like that, it's going to get the neutrals talking about them, and that is exciting. That is very, very cool. So happy for them. How can you not be? How could you not be? Alrighty. Jane and Barrel's been absolutely robbed. As Jane and Barrel dropped out of the team or something for tomorrow. Let me have a look. Obviously, it's the Roosters game. Oh, Nico is in to start at hooker. Sorry, at halfback. And Blake Brayley's in to start at hooker. Had a feeling that would be the case. Ian Butcher's coming to start in the back row as well. That's weird. Great. So they've got all their guys back. Yeah, brilliant. Love to see it. Anyway. We're on to the next game here. Doggies versus Sea Eagles. And let's get into the teams. Let's see if there's been any changes to speak of. Bear with me just for a moment here. I'll put it on screen in a sec. Just formatting it off screen because it's not the most professional thing to put it on stream and then be, resizing it and everything. All right, here we go. This is a must-win game for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Coming into this season, there were a lot of expectations around them. I certainly expected them to make the 8. Excuse me. They're sitting in 12th at the moment. This is the kind of game that they just need to get a result in. At home, against the Sea Eagles, who are obviously in really good form and have been brilliant throughout this season. But it's a winnable game for them. It's a very much a winnable game for them. If they lose this, sorry, before we actually get into the teams, if they lose this, they will be 9-5. Given that you probably need a 13-11 record to make the 8, they're then going to be looking at having to win 8 of their last 10. That's the context of this game. That's how important it is for the Doggies to get a win here. So, let's see what they've put forward today. Jethro Nakamba comes in to start on the wing, and Arituala shifting to center. Stephen Crichton moving to the other side, at least on the team sheet, but I expect Crichton will probably retain a spot. It will be Tuala on the other side. Who was initially named there? Dogs fans will be able to remind me. Maybe he was moved to the bench. Anyway, Bailey Haywood comes in to start at hooker. I prefer him playing that lock role, but anyway. So, yeah, Bronson Sherry shifts to the interchange bench. That does make sense. Kurt Mann was named at 9, and I like Kurt Mann at 9, but they have gone with Hayward. Sea Eagles are completely unchanged. Alec Olasimi Jones, AJ for short, comes onto the interchange, as well as Alex Conti. I love AJ Jones. His effort that he puts in, the spark that he brings, is super important. Very much Jack Underhill-esque. Oh, sorry, that didn't format well at all. My mistake. Anyway, it's very Jack Underhill-esque for the Doggies. So, let's see what you can deliver in this game. It is not, in fact, Titans versus Panthers 19-18. It is Dogs versus Manly, 0-0. Gold Coast native Peter Dutton's feeling things for the first time. He's discovered what emotion is. I can't believe that. I'm absolutely making a reel about that after this game. Absolutely I am. I'm going to put a little reminder on my phone about it.
That's why you get the big bucks, baby. That's why you get
another cheer. Let's go.
What is the charge? Drinking a Pepsi? A succulent, refreshing Pepsi? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Yes, I see that you know your judo well. Good one. Drink Pepsi, please, sir.
Pepsi consumed. Absolutely fundamentally consumed. Okay. Reminder added. Look out for that on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok tomorrow. A hell of a reaction incoming there. Peter Dutton's a Dolphins fan? Is he now? So is, unfortunately, not loyal to the local area. Honestly, like, Peter Dutton is just so inconsequential to me. So, like, he's not even leader of the Liberal Party anymore. And even the Liberal Party are fading, so. Yeah. All right, looking at the poll for this game, 85% of you reckon Sea Eagles will get the job done over the Doggies. I'm certainly inclined to agree. However, as someone who proudly tipped the Penrith Panthers to win the last game, I don't know ball. Do not know ball at the end of the day. Kieran might be nice and let his former team win. Please make him do this. I mean, if he decides to take that as his moral standard, letting his former teams win, that's basically half the teams in the league. Because he played for the Warriors, the Eels, the Titans, and the Doggies, as well as Manly. That's a lot of points to give away. Fun fact, my granddad is the one who arrested the succulent Chinese meal man. That's a brilliant link. I can't believe that's never come up before. That's so cool. That is very, very cool. Sorry, I'm kind of just processing that. That's like you're an sort of intrinsic part of Australian, or your grandfather was, an intrinsic part of Australian culture. All right, the teams that beat Penrith Derby's next round, and it's 12th versus 16th. That is so funny. That is so funny. How have they lost to those two? Titans, you know what? Like, is that Gold Coast next week? The way that you put those around, I'm going to say that it's probably in Sydney. But if it's in Gold Coast, they've got a real chance of winning that. Beating the Dogs. Sorry, I'm just like obsessed with my new scoreboard that I put together. How hot does that look? Looks glorious. If I don't say so myself. What's even more glorious is the Dogs in their blackout jersey. Oh, it looks so hot. You can't see the contrast with the blue enough. But it's going to be black versus white today. Star Wars jersey. It does look like the old Star Wars jersey, doesn't it? It really does. It really does. It's almost as hot as you, almost. Well, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you saying that. Although you wouldn't be saying that if I didn't have my sunnies on at the moment. Manly run out onto the field, led by Trebojevic, followed by Trebojevic. I don't think Ben was the third, but it certainly was the brothers leading them out.
Dean off Travelow just redeemed Pepsi Max sip.
I am desperately running out of Pepsi Max here. You should play Guess the Lad. It's good, bro. It's a quiz. What is Guess the Lad? Haven't heard of it. The succulent Chinese meal meme never comes up when I'm here, to be fair. But yeah, he absolutely hates that clip just because he isn't very much a public kind of bloke. That's hilarious. I imagine he's been identified as the guy who performed the arrest a lot by his friends and family over the course of the years. So Jacob says, I hate both teams, to be honest. I just feel largely indifferent about both of these teams. I do think Manly are overhated. They played a very important role in ensuring the ARL won the Super League war. Really, Manly and East were the driving forces, to my understanding of the history there. But, yeah. I can understand hate of the Dogs. Search it up, you have to guess a player. I will search it up. I won't play it on stream until I've played it off stream. But there we go. Oh yeah, NRL Wordle and play guess a game. That's very cool. Oh wait, I think I've seen it before. Yeah, I just kind of forgot it existed. Oh, looks like a good crowd out there potentially as the Dogs run out. Super important game in the context of the season here for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. I'll let you know when they kick off on my screen so you can sync up with me. The scoreboard almost looks suited to their jerseys today with the black in the background for the doggies. It's very well suited. Rudolph and Hazelton both have played the same number of games, have the same total and average Supercoach points, which is a given, but also have the same 3-round average. That's hilarious. Oh, the crowd is not as good as it looked initially. Oh, well. Here we go. I'm absolutely going for Manly in this, by the way. Even though it's objectively worse for the Roosters, I just think it's funny to see doggies losing. And I have said that for a while that I don't think dogs will make the 8 anymore. I always maintain Melbourne will. But dogs, I was off that bandwagon early on. There's the kickoff if you want to sync up with me. Underneath this kickoff is going to be Lockie Galvin. Now on for Leo Thompson. He was winding up before the kickoff, but contacted very well there by Ben Trbojevic and Taniela Paseka. Hayward's in a dummy half. They're going to go to the left-hand side here. Through, just couldn't even see who that was before. He was absolutely monstered by the Manly defenders. Anyway, on to find Maxi King. I met Mark Speakman today at a campaign launch today. Is he your state MP? Have not heard of him. But then again, I don't know who my state MP is, so could well be him. No idea. No idea at all. Jeez. Tracy monstered again by Paseka. What a defensive set for Taniela Paseka to open up this game. Kick there on the last from Stephen Crichton. Underneath this one is Jason Saab, yeah. Leaguie, can Raiders win? Yes, absolutely. They are very much a bogey side of Melbourne. Did Melbourne beat them earlier in this season here in Canberra? I was at the game. I should know that. I'm gonna say no, they didn't. They didn't. Raiders, they beat them earlier in the season. I think this is a different Melbourne side than the one that Canberra faced earlier on in the year. But still, very much a winnable game there for the Raiders, in my opinion. Oh, Speakman. Still, like, I don't vote in the ACT. I vote back in my local area in Sydney, so.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks, baby.
Another cheer.
Here's my final bits for the day. Been up since 2:30 a.m. We'll see you in the Arvo holding an Avo doing a shoey, watching Bluey, feeling moody.
Brother is a street poet. We know this to be true. Dean delivering the best again. 6 more here for Manly, and it's going to be attacking ball. Thank you, and I'm amazing been up since 2:30 a.m. and you've survived until now. Kohler will play the ball on the 20. Hopawate in a dummy half, giving it to Tom Trbojevic. Zika players who need good form. Tom Trbojevic. I know he's only just come back from injury, but love seeing him back, and I feel that he's got a blue spot waiting for him if he performs well. Excuse me. So Wakeham is in a dummy half. Back to find Tom Trbojevic. Now Brooks on to find Tom Trbojevic there. Did I say Jake? Yeah, I said Jake earlier, yeah. He'll play it there on the 4th. It's a very, very slow play the ball. Very slow play the ball from Tom. Brooks onto Wakeham. Now Jake Trbojevic to find Paseka just for a bit of a settler there. They lost about 10 meters there, but did get it out towards the middle of the field. Not the best of plays, but anyway, Wakeham will get it to Fogarty on the last. We'll put a bomb up. Jason Saab is the target. Saab goes up for it, but Ridicama's come down with it. Good work there for the young Fijian winger. I think he's someone who's going to be featuring brilliantly in the World Cup at the back end of the season. Adam G ruling a changeover there. If you don't give us an eye check, we'll institute a coup. You need to understand, I'm not taking off my sunglasses. You're not seeing what's underneath them. It's not only embarrassing from myself, but it's a difficult watch. It's not pretty. It ain't pretty. So I ain't taking them off, brother. They ain't coming off. Absolutely not. It's also just kind of funny that I have these on. I think that's amusing. Penalty there. Bulldogs earned it. Stephen Crichton was very much up and about there. Celebrating. That one being awarded. Penalty Dogs. All good. Not see you later. That is such a gorgeous jersey. If I had, like, a lot of money, I would just buy so many NRL jerseys. And I wouldn't, like, I would buy that doggies jersey probably, and I would never wear it, but I'd make a display of them all, of just gorgeous NRL kits. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. I went 1-5 and 2. Oh, sorry, week 5 and 2. I'm confused. Oh no, 25 and 2 is probably what Jackson means there. In Cast Patrol, and I'm fuming right now. It was against Tigers and Dragons. I had early, not in this stream, but a couple streams ago today in the earlier games, had a team that should have done the job. It was criminal that it didn't. It was so good. But anyway, Fiji will select the winger from Cass Tigers. He's killing it, like 12 tries this season in Super League. So this is the thing. I don't think we can really say who's going to be selected until we know who's pulling out. You look at, say, Micah Sevo, for instance. Will he get in? I don't know if he's match fit at the moment, but they might score here through Karaz. Steps back inside. Tom Tavoyage gets an offload to find Anari Tawala. Good scramble defense there from Manly. Sevo might get in purely based on runs on the board. You know what I mean? But will they think maybe Rinakama can play in a center position? This is a side. Fiji in particular, this is true for. We kind of think, oh yeah, they're a big demographic nation. So much more population-wise than Tonga and Samoa. They'll have players, and yet Semi Valame comes out of the woodwork every single year to play center for Fiji. Michael Jennings was playing center for them at the back end of, was it last year or the year before? It might have been last year. That's insane. That's absolutely crazy. I think it was last year. Like, should not be the case. So, yeah, anyway. Oh, Saab, beautiful pass. Back in field now to find Garrick. He does get away from the fullback there. Tracy is sort of crabby across the field. As he got support out wide, he finds it here through Tolatau Kola. It was a good pass. On now to find Lehi Hopawate. Tries to square up his opposite man, but is wary of the sideline. Can't get an offload back in field. This is going to be the fourth. What a play from the Sea Eagles. Started one side with one winger, ended with the other. Trebojevic now back towards the other side here. Fogarty holds it. Stands in the tackle, gets it back to find Big Hamole Olakawatu. Talk about points to prove. Hamole, that's you, sir. Wakeham gets it to find Jake Trebojevic. On to find Brooks. Now Turbo. Cut out pass. In fact, it's not going to be. They just get the numbers, and it's a try for Lehi Hopawate. Sea Eagles draw first blood. Yeah, I knew Sevo was playing for Leeds, and I knew it was going well. I wasn't sure if he was match fit at the moment, but surely he starts on a wing for Fiji. What a set from Manly, by the way. What a set that was. Beautiful work as well from Točevojević. The pass selection at the end. I commentated cut-out pass. I said it. I thought for sure that's what he's going to do. Didn't do it. Instead went through their hands, and it worked out brilliantly. Worked out absolutely brilliantly. How good was that? Yeah, he was sort of shaping for it. But it worked out for them in the end. Manly lead by 4 points to 0. Too good there? They absolutely were. Look at that. Tommy Tukola out to find Lehi Hopawade. It's what you love. Oh, wait. No, I said I'd call him Lehi now. It's instinctive. I said I'd call him Lehi, though. Fosball at its finest. That was very entertaining. The 2021 side was so entertaining to watch.
_Phantom just redeemed changed the background color.
Okay.
I took a nap and see the Titans have won. The hell? Give us the colors of the Chargers heritage jersey.
Mate, you missed one of the great games of the season. You really did.
Everyone on Twitch PLS spam Pepsi Max sips.
I mean, I'll do a Pepsi Max sip for you if you want. We'll go with...
Hey, Leaguie, someone just
oh my god. Well, there's... I now need to do two.
Just redeemed Pepsi Max sip.
This is kind of the best I can do for Chargers colors. It's a little, blue at the top. Or do we want... No, we'll go purple at the top and blue behind. Yeah, that's probably slightly better. That was such a good game. They missed the kick, by the way. The opposite says, why have I been summoned? Wait, no chance. The Leaguie is live. Hi, Leaguie, you miss me? Are you the same person as Mrs. Leaguie? Because Mrs. Leaguie just left. Anyway. Or not Mrs. Leaguie, sorry. The NRLW is still using the same size balls as the men. I believe so, yes. I think I would probably have been across the news if they changed it. And I don't remember seeing that they had. It's just... It's insane how... You look at a player like Taran Aiken with the massive ball. It looks stupid. Oh, penalty Manly.
Here's for the Pepsi purchase tomorrow.
Oh, sorry. Away penalty, not home penalty. Dean, you were supposed to go to bed. Go to sleep. Stop giving me money. Go to bed. You need sleep, brother. You've been up since 2:30 in the morning. I'm not your dad. At least not your real dad. But I need to make a little bit of a statement here. You deserve slumber. You're a growing boy, sir. You are a growing boy. You need your rest. Thank you for $8, though. Pepsi purchase tomorrow I'll need to do. All right. What happened with KO? I don't know, but it was the same on Foxtel Go. So it's not just a KO problem. It was just the feed. What has been the game of the season? I'm sure if I were to give an answer, I would immediately forget one. Honestly, that last game would be up there, but I can't... well, no others are coming to mind. I think that... that probably isn't going to be the game of the year. Any suggestions? Can people jog my memory? Was Hopewadi over the sideline there? No, the ruling is that he stayed in. Dogs fans not happy about it. All right, on to find Fogarty. Puts it up in the air. Underneath it, solid catch there from Connor Tracy. Origin 1? No, Origin 1 was a stinker of a game up until the send-off, really. I wouldn't say so. For me, Manly v Dolphins, Manly's first game after getting rid of Seabold. I can understand why it was such a shock. But I see, that was a blowout game. I like to see just the most high drama, close game. That's what I like to see. And that's what the last game was between Titans and Panthers. The score was so close all the way through. Tigers v Eels was pretty good. Better bias in there, perchance. Slightly. Maybe. Cowboys v Roosters Magic Round. So, Sea Phantom has just come back into the chat and chosen what I could only describe to be violence. I've timed him out. Have that Cowboys fan. Doc back there from Manly, but Canterbury recover the ball there. That's a really poor error. Galvin's in a dummy half. Manly defense still retreating here. I don't know if any of them were onside, but Paseka completes the tackle there on Galvin. Canterbury with a chance to hit right back. Storm being faded was up there, but again, I like the close games. I like the very close games. Hayward in a dummy half here. To the left-hand side there, Galvin on to find Stephen Crichton. Back on a ricochet to find Lachlan Galvin. Is this 6 more? Yes, it is. 6 more here for the Doggies. And folks, I've made a realization here. I don't know if this is something that was reported on. As again, another 6 again there. I'm not going to play the animation again. Stephen Crichton is playing 5'8". Matt Burton's playing center. That's what's happening here. How can my message be read out? Through a donation. I don't think there's a minimum amount to donate. It was like maybe $1 or a couple of dollars. I couldn't do it in cents. Just like a 1 cent donation wouldn't do it. But anyway, I've read out your message there. Yeah, that set restart there. It's going to be 6 more here for the Doggies. And very good at taking position. Chance to hit straight back, but that error was so poor. That error was very poor. I was going to say something. I've completely forgotten what it was. My brain has absolutely vanished. Oh, yeah. Crichton playing 5'8". Yeah. He absolutely is in attack, at least. And Burton's out in the centers. I don't mind that. It's a unorthodox change, but Canterbury are at a point where they've got to try something. Hetherington comes off the field. Nathan Brown coming on for Manly. Don't mind that change. Yeah, I won't lie. It's a bit of an odd comment there. Opposite. What's the obsession with me having a family? I'm just a 23-year-old dude, brother. Come on. All right, at the back there, Tuala on to find Jacob Carraz. He was going to beeline for the corner. Thought better of it. Takes the tackle there. This is going to be the 4th. Tracy now. Back in field to find Bailey Hayward. On now to find Max King. So, Hayward's in a dummy half. This is the last here. Galvin puts a kick in behind. It really beats everyone. Tom Trbojevic gets it and escapes the in-goal area. That's brilliant work from Turbo. Hell yes. The kick was good from Galvin, but the chase was pretty much non-existent from the Dogs. And Trbojevic is staying down here. He's staying down. Adam G is confident that the contact with the head was accidental.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks, baby.
Thank you, Mario.
Do you think Mason Lino will make the Samoa squad for the World Cup? And who's their best half pairing?
So, I don't think he will, for a couple of reasons. First thing I will say is I've watched exactly 1 game that Mason Lino has played this year, and it was a game in which he was sin bin. It was Wakefield versus Hull KR. Good game from him. And I've seen some sort of talk around it. I know Wakefield Trinity are going good. However, I just think we have such a NRL-oriented culture when it comes to the Pacific Island nations. We saw Lafai picked from the Super League a couple years ago for the World Cup, but that's just because he happened to be over there in Samoa. Did a very good job. I reckon it will be Luai 7 and Talangi 6 again. Even though the Luai 7 experiment didn't really work out at the Tigers, I think those are the two best halves there. That's probably what they're going to go with. They'll get the opportunity to test it out in a few more games than they do in a normal Pacific Championships tournament. But anyway, I think that's probably the way they'll go. Lino could well be in the squad anyway. Milford's still running around for South Logan, if that helps. I don't reckon he'll be around. Don't reckon he'll be around. Alright, what a kick from Jamal Fogarty here, by the way. Tackle there is Connor Tracy, about 25 minutes out from his own line. 27.5 minutes left in this first half. Surely it'll be Luai and CHT for Samoa. That's a good point. Chanel Harris Tavita. I reckon Talangi will... Harris Tavita's been so good. And it'll be between those two. I think Luai gets a spot. Could you play Chanel 7? I don't know. We are not making a fake family. I'm going to make this very clear. And I'm going to say this once and for all. It makes me really uncomfortable. So can we not do it, please? It's so strange. It's odd. Anyway. Talangi bench. See, Talangi can play center as well. He played center for Parramatta coming into first grade. But I don't think they'll need him to do that. Probably those three will ensure that Mason Lino doesn't get much of a look in. It's so hard to get a look in for the Super League. That's the thing. Shania Stavita played 9 for Samoa before he hecked off for a year or two. Well, that's the other thing, right? So they've had Danny Levi in the past. He's over in the Super League now. Gordon Chang Kum Tong played a bit of 9 for Samoa, but now it's Benai Iowelu. And I reckon Benai is such a good player. Hasn't had a heap of first grade opportunity this year, but I reckon he's the go there. So I'd be signing him at 9. Well done, Sir George Dragons fan, I think that is. Yes, it is. You've stated some public information about me that I have freely given up. Well done. Anyway. Congratulations. Alright, played here through Renakama. Stephen Crichton, the 5'8", is in at dummy half. Gets it to Matt Burton, the centre, who kind of played 5'8" there. Anyway. Played there for Hayward. So this is going to be the second here. Galvin shovels it on. That was a bit of a suspect pass. It was flat. Certainly. Hayward now. To find Leo Thompson. Now Max King takes a tackle there. And it's going to be ruled a Bulldogs error. Sea Eagles come up with a good result there. Can you read it out? I'm not overly keen to. Why would I? But I is the most underrated 9 except for Riley Smith. He's very good. And there's a reason why the Roosters have been... prepared to let Connor Watson go. Challenge here from the Bulldogs. It's a risky challenge after less than 15 minutes gone in the game. King, the ball was loose there. He's still got possession, still got possession, still got possession. Still got it. Still got it. Still got it. Oh, it came a little loose for a second there, but I'd say he still got it. I think this is going to be challenge successful here. I don't really want to read it out, Sir George Dragons fan. Not keen to highlight the information specifically. So won't be doing that. No. Who's weirder, Sir George Dragons fan or your fake family? It's a hot field, but definitely the fake family. It's very strange. Not a fan of it. Anyway, kick there for Stephen Crichton on the last. It's interesting given, obviously Crichton's got a good boot as well, but Burton has an outstanding boot. You could play Burton at the centers and still get him to do that long distance kicking. But anyway. So, play there from Jamal Fogarty. On to find Wakeham. Now a run from Hopawate. Good contact for Tupanua and Bailey Hayward on that one. Wakeham gets it now to find Hamole Olakawatu. That's better post-contact meters. They won that tackle there, Manly. But falls back a little bit towards the end. Hey, that's unfair on your good old Uncle Fester now. That's Adam's family reference. Let's go. All right, Brooks straight through here. Gets a pass back. Tries to find Tonja Wojovic. Manly have recovered the ball. It worked out okay. Brandon Wakeham, man on the spot. Now they go through Brooks again. Brilliant run from the 5'8". Kohler will not really contest that. Gets it to Connor Tracy, who beats a couple of tackles there. Eventually, Fogarty brings it to ground. If you take off the sunnies, I'll send you a photo of my bald head. Not worth it. Not worth it to me. As much as it would be cool to see that, not worth it to me. Thoughts on Did Leaguie swear being seen in Annalee earlier today? I don't even know where Annalee is. But Did Leaguie swear is the one saying it, so I'm going to assume that she's telling the truth. 6 more there for the doggies. All right, on that to find Galvin with a run in behind. He's had a good start to the game, very lively. I know Dogs haven't scored any points, and that's very much their Achilles heel this year, but Galvin's been up and about. Hayward. Now I want to find Max King. Tupanua out to find Jacob Carraz out there on the wing. Takes a tackle there about 30 meters out. Sue says, I'm editing an intro for NRL Soapbox. Would you want to make a stupid face and be in the intro? Okay. I suppose. Sure. Put this in the intro. Olakuatu's through, by the way. That's the face that you've got to put in the intro now. Do you know who NRL Soapbox is? Yes, I've had the pleasure of meeting him. He is someone who I feel thinks very deeply about the game. I love talking about rugby league with him. Fanatic's here, and he says the new graphic is clean. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Like, on one side, tell me something I don't know. But on the other side, thank you very much. That's much appreciated. Let's go back to the green background. We are well and truly beyond the normal 5 minutes that I allow for background color changes. I know words. Look, okay, in my defense, I've been streaming for like about 4.5 or 5 hours now. So, not my fault. Oh, C Fancy says, I think when you muted me, it deleted my mod chip. That would make sense. It shouldn't do that, but it does make sense. No, apparently it didn't. I have the button to unmod you. Okay, well, I've clicked unmod and then mod again. Maybe that will work. Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
C_Phantom just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
Alrighty. If you remove the Sunnies, I'll remove the Sunderland embargo on Mini Egg and buy him a jersey. You will buy your son a Sunderland jersey if I take my sunglasses off. That is really compelling. That is really, really, really compelling. Oh my god. Can I do it at halftime? Will that count? I'll need to go, like, freshen up a little bit, but I'll show you what's underneath. But after I freshen up. Don't do it? I probably shouldn't, but damn. Manly have recovered the ball. Oh my god, one-on-one strip. Luke Brooks, you might be the greatest half of all time, but this we really knew. This we really knew. Wakeham's in a dummy half. Former Bulldog, of course. Salmon really holding down Paseka there. See if Manly can get their second try of this game. Brown up over the 10-meter line there. We'll play it. Wakeham holds it in the tackle. Finds Brooks. Gets it to Benchawovic. Turbo sweeping around the outside. Still going in the tackle here. They do manage to stop him from getting to the line. So it's still a tackle. In fact, 2 tackles left up their sleeve here. Hapawate. Back to find Brooks. They'll probably just take a settler around the middle of the field here. Brown gets it to Fogarty. They're very much spreading it to the other side. Sub. Oh, for the corner. Does a little stutter step. Still going here. That was side-to-side stuff, but they had a half opportunity there. Garrick's going to go to the short side himself. He's over. I don't think he's down. It was worth a go. Certainly worth a go. Oh, it's being given. It's being given. Ruben Garrick. The eyes up footy on the short side gets the Sea Eagles 8 points ahead. What's behind the glasses? Did the Leaguie get a black eye from fighting a Queenslander? I would love to be able to say that's the case, but no, I woke up this morning and it looked like I smoked about 2 billion blunts. My eyes, like they are redder than a Dolphins jersey. They are redder than the planet Mars. It's insane how red they are, and I just feel self-conscious about it. So, I don't want to look like I put the blaze in Blaze Talangi. Like I don't want to look like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just maybe keep them on, ideally. Yeah, he scored it there. On the first go, he was held up afterwards, but did touch the line on the first go. Why though? I don't have a clue, brother. I've absolutely no idea. I just woke up this way. Bring it up with God or something. Okay, yeah. Stop spamming that the opposite gear. I will time you out if you keep talking about this. Respectfully, we need to have a serious talk. I've told you how uncomfortable it makes me. I don't like it. It makes me feel weird. If you like me, why would you want me to feel weird? Stop talking about it. It's really, really odd. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. Stop talking about it. I cannot be more clear than this. Sorry to everyone else. It's weird. I don't like it. Anyway. What is scarier, wearing a blue shirt at the Caxton or wearing a rival shirt in the home team fan zone of Turkish football? Absolutely the Turkish one. 100%. We have a friendly state of origin rivalry. There's a hate, sure, as far as Australian sporting culture goes. Turkey, you're in physical danger, bro. You're in danger. I don't need to tell you how much buying a Sunderland strip is to me as a Magpie. I know it's a big deal, but can I do it at halftime? I'd like to freshen up a little bit. I'll show you, but I need to freshen up. Make sure there's nothing egregious. Oh, that's off the post there from Fogarty, so it stays 8-0. Stays 8-0. How good are those Titans? Bro, Highlanders, it was such a great game to watch. Their goal line defense, I don't know if I'm maybe a bit excited just because it's the Titans and I didn't expect it and I like seeing them win, but it was some of the best goal line defense I've seen from a side. Honestly, that's how good it was. Yes, they conceded 3 tries, but my God, like, the first 2 were easy. The Lindsay Smith one was so hard for him. Garrick comes off for a HIA. He's just scored a try there. That's pretty funny, but anyway. Tigers robbed, says Fnatic. You reckon? It's one of those games. It's one of those games, Fnatic. I said this afterwards, where you're going to look at it at the back end of the season. If you've just narrowly missed the 8 and you're like, that one was there for us. It was there for us. I know Dolphins are a good side, but this is the thing. Gold Coast goal line defense was brilliant. Tigers had a couple of really poor defensive lapses, especially towards the back end of that game. So Netherlands address reveal. I said it earlier. Broekstokade at 13. Voorburg 2274 HA is the postcode. The Hague, Zuid-Holland. That's my address in the Netherlands. Or was my address in the Netherlands. Wait, did Titans actually beat Panthers? Yes, they did. 19 points to 18. It was such a brilliant game of footy. Such a brilliant game of footy. All right, on for Hamoleola Kawatu. He'll play it here. Fogarty's in a dummy half. Gives it to Ben Trebojevic. A player who's really, I think, was in danger of just finding his way into first grade, then finding his way out of it. He's really got a solid footing in first grade now. Manly's interchange of passing to come out of their own end there was brilliant. Fogarty, we had to a kick here on the last 17 minutes left in this first half. I was 6 a George Dragons fan, and I returned when I was 18. I see you, WTF. Again, I'm going to do it maybe at halftime. Fnatic says, I'm not going to be looking at individual results. I'm going to be looking at the 1,000 injuries. The injuries are absolutely a factor. 100% a factor. Again, you know this. You're not the only team to suffer injuries, though. But injuries aside, you look at the 2 teams that played today. You know, Dolphins are missing Isaiah Katoa as well. It was a game that was there for you. You could have won. Obviously, there's excuses for not winning it, but you could have won it. There at Campbelltown, you would have probably had that earmarked as a win a couple months ago. You know what I mean? Or at least a 50-50 kind of game. Nah, not what happens to George Dragons fan. Not exactly. At least you'll probably get Dewey back next week. That's good. Long overdue. Bullymoore's underrated as hell. You won't find me disagreeing with that at all. I'm an Ethan Bullymore enthusiast. I would love to see him in the Origin Arena. Love to see him there. Habawati with a run. This Dogs jersey is awesome. It really is. It's so good. Get another leg in your collection for doing it. I'm excited about that. Again, though, halftime. Thoughts on the political downfall of the Australian Parliament? I don't think we've had a political downfall of Australian Parliament. All right, 16 minutes left in this first half now. Tracy with a run up over the 20 to start this set for the Dogs. It's going to be Crichton still in that 5/8 role, but playing dummy half in that play. Jethro Inakama with a solid run there. Fun fact about Jethro Inakama. So you know Marcelo Montoya's wife? She said on the Matty John show that if she had to go out with one of the other Dogs players that wasn't Marcelo Montoya, it would be Jethro Inakama. I think that's a good character reference for him. So Speaking of, Montoya, he's retiring at the end of the season. I wonder if he'll make himself eligible for Fiji, though, before he does. He should. The GOAT says, I'm crashing out because Bulldogs are losing. It's understandable, given that you haven't got any tries in this game. I'd love to know what the crowd is out there. Obviously, Accor can look so empty at the best of times, but then there's a solid, 17,000 odd there. All right. Nearly to the 20 there. So now run from Leaguie. This is the thing. I now need to overcorrect because I thought Leaguie was the Anglo way, and it probably is. So I started calling him Leaguie, but then his family called him Leaguie. So what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm going to lose my job. Anyway. Good run, Ola Kawatu. Apparently, not good enough for State of Origin, though. Dylan Lucas didn't have the best of games, but I have a feeling they're just going to, go super left field and pick Egan Butcher. That's what I reckon Laurie Daly's going to do. 100%. 100%. All right. Crichton is really just playing dummy half in the first couple of plays of every set here. I guess that is kind of what 5'8" said to do. It just stands out more when it is Stephen Crichton. Look at that interchange graphic. Paseka off, Simpkin on. That's like for like. Kurt Mann onto the field now. Dylan Lucas or Dylan Jugger? Look. How many YouTube subscribers does Dylan Lucas have? Just want to put that out there. So, I said this to James Tedesco once. This is my first year of doing content, and I had just ticked over 1,000 subscribers. I said, Tedesco, well, I did call him Tedesco. I said, Teddy, between you and I, we've got, 250 NRL appearances, X number of Australia caps, Origin caps, and 1,000 subscribers. What do you feel about our achievements together? And Billy Smith, who was right next to him, found it very, very amusing. Found it very amusing, which was happy for me. Since when is Egan Butcher a halfback? Huh? Has he played halfback in Cup or something? Kiraz is really hurt. He is limping around badly. He's showing a jersey, which is good toughness, but what do we mean is Egan Butcher a halfback? He ain't a halfback. You talked to Teddy? Yeah, I interviewed him. It's in one of my videos I did in my first year. It's called I Messed with the Sydney Roosters or something. I can't remember what it was. The video didn't do well. It did actually terribly, but it was really, really funny. He was 7 last week versus Magpies. There we go. I had absolutely no idea about that. He played centre in Cup the week before. Sometimes you get those players who are first-grade quality, and they're still going to be like the best 7 that's available there. Because it does make a bit of sense. Because last week, we would have had normally Rodwell in at 7. Obviously, couldn't have him. He was playing first grade. We would have had maybe Reece Foley as well. Couldn't be there. So I think it was very much just bottom of the barrel availability stuff. Was that when you interviewed them? Yes. It's a good video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. 6 more here for, in fact, it's 2 6 against for the Canterbury Bulldogs. Their kennel is the cringiest stuff ever, by the way. I think the Burrows is bad. They don't really fill it out. I've seen some embarrassing photos of the Burrow. He clearly isn't a good halfback because they lost 68-8. I reckon maybe there was other information that was available to us about Egan Butcher that would have told us that he clearly wouldn't be a good halfback. But there comes a point, like when half of your Cup team is playing first grade, that you're just like, okay, just get a team out there, just field it. Rugby League Therapy Podcast says, I love a Rugby League conspiracy. Dylan Lucas not being cited on Origin debut is suspicious. You finally get your shot and don't get involved. Games can just pass you by. Origin's such a quick-paced game. I can kind of understand how it got by him, and frankly, there were no very good New South Wales Blues that played, so... Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal, but Lucas was far from the only one. The heart of the jungle clears the kennel, Burrow, Chukpan, and whoever else exists. Yeah, there's no bias whatsoever there from you, Fnatic. None at all. I like the fan movement that's going at the time, because it's very reminiscent to early days of the Warriors. And obviously, you're playing a big part of that. You, Maddie, Shaq, you're really getting around it. It's great to see what creators can do. 6 more there for Manly. To get that kind of energy around. It's great. Thoughts on Rugby League? Don't know what that is. No idea. No idea at all. The Borough isn't full on like Bunnies v Broncos, but even then it was half full. I was there. I've seen it like decently full, but I've seen it embarrassingly empty at the same time. It's because it's out at Olympic Park. Curran did so well there. to not knock that on, pick up the ball. That's what you need. And Dogs, you know, there's going to be half an hour of passing this game before they score points. That's the kind of play that can get their momentum switched back towards favoring them. Yeah, Fnatic, good question. Have you got 27 yet? I still haven't got 27, but you've tried a lot more than I have. I've tried a fair bit. I've tried enough that I would have expected to have got 27, but yeah. Heart of the Jungle's clear of everyone. It is not, unfortunately. Best fans in the league are Warriors and Knights fans. But sure. Galvin holds the ball there. Doesn't get it on to find Josh Curran. So this is going to be played on the 4th. Hayward. Now to find Man. Is Man wearing headgear? Man is wearing headgear. You have not. That's hilarious. Galvin. On to find Josh Curran. Tackled there by Jake Jabojevic. It's the last here he dummies. He's going to maybe get close here. Good sliding defense from Manly. I tell you what, they bounced off a couple of tackles there. Josh Curran, for a half moment, thought he was going to score. They survive again. Butcher played halfback last week in the number 20 jersey versus Magpies. Score was 68-8 to the Magpies. Yes, yeah, Fnatic mentioned that. I mean, he played centre the week before, then halfback, and is starting in the back row this week for the Roosters. It's everywhere. 275 completed attempts is crazy without going 27-0. That you've tried heaps more than me then. I'd be about maybe completed attempts. I reckon I'd be maybe 20 or 30. 275. What have you done with your life, brother? Respectfully. Do you have employment? Do you have a job? I mean this with love and guidance. I'm just... look, I'm trying to put the pieces together in my mind, bro. Warriors fans are the best, says the man who just called them annoying crybabies in a recent short. Look, in a video called Every NRL Fan Base Roasted, don't be surprised that a fan base was roasted. Is all I can say to that. We've got a challenge here. We've got a challenge. I was too busy talking about Warriors fans. I didn't even know who's challenging this, which is brilliant in terms of a commentary perspective. It's going to be a challenge there from Manly. I've streamed this game for 19 hours in the past 8 days. Wow. Wait, so, wow. That's over 2 hours a day. Well over 2 hours a day. God damn. If you mean what I think you mean by that, did Leaguie swear? That's diabolical. Anyway, unemployed till Monday, so I need to beat it tonight. Well, congratulations on getting a job. Congratulations. That's good stuff from you. I guess it worked out very well then that the game came out when you were between jobs. You should have seen my latest comment on the Laurie Daly short. Which platform? What was the comment? Just say the comment here, then I can see it. All right, 9 minutes left in the first half. Dogs have the ball, starting to set on the attacking 40. Crazy. Moving around the back there. That's a good run from him. What's the best use of Old Amsterdam cheese? Putting it on bread with raw herring. It's the most Dutch experience you could possibly have. I don't even know if the Dutch do it, but I just combined two Dutch traditions. How good is it? How good is it? Hayward now. To the right-hand side. Man. Gets it underneath to find Leo Thompson. Has Carraz gone off the field yet? He surely would have. No, he's still out there, and he's not limping quite as badly as he once was. So surviving. Good side defense from Manly there. Scramble from Haumole Olakau'atu. Hayward on to find Man. They keep going there through Tracy, who doesn't pass. Holds it himself. One more to go here. Hayward to the left-hand side. Gets it to Galvin. Now Man on to find Crichton, who puts a kick behind us. Weighted well. Turbo plays at it. Goal line dropout forced. How do you spell and pronounce the chocolate bread breakfast that starts with H-A? H-A-G-E-L-S-L-A-G, and it is pronounced Hagelslag. War herring sounds more Swedish, not gonna lie. It is absolutely Dutch. It is maybe the most... Well, you know what? It's specifically from The Hague. I will say that. So it's maybe less Dutch than I perceive it to be, but it is very, very Dutch. Like, very, very Dutch. Throughout the entire country, but it's specifically The Hague. Probably the most Hague thing one could do, other than a war crime. Yeah, so George Dragons fan, as I said to you earlier, I'm 90% sure I'll go into that game. I tend to go to every Raiders game here. So, I suppose, probably, but we'll see. Okay, there's only one H. There is. All right, now through Lachlan Galvin. Underneath, he found Satili Tupanua. Dogs recovered the ball after the short dropout went wrong. Hayward in a dummy half. Coming to start from the bench. Gets a run through Leo Thompson there. On the third, they're halfway through this set. Galvin puts a little kick in behind. Or potentially a kick chaser. Oh, contested there. But the bounce beats Tom Travojevic and Stephen Crichton will get the doggies on the board. It doesn't matter what happened to the chasers coming through. It's try time to the doggies. There we go. Dogs on the board for their first. The stream tomorrow, I am. All 3 games. All 3 games. It's going to be fun. Fanatic says, I just got a YouTube ad, but it didn't replace the stream. It muted the stream and went under it instead. Never seen that before. Yeah, it's a new... Is it new? I don't know if it's new. I remember it happening about last year. I used to see that start happening. I have ads set to moderate, so it shouldn't happen too much. But anyway. Thoughts on Guzman and Gomez? I had it once, and it was like more kind of greasy than Zambrero, but I want to have it again. I do want to have it again. Rugby League Therapy Podcast says, I'm in Canberra too. Cool. No, I live here. I live in Canberra. So I don't know whether the kick chaser was contested there, but yeah, Turbo just sliding through the ball. It bounced up way higher than he anticipated, and I think that's fair enough. Seen that a couple times. We saw it earlier on in today's games. Who was it? It was Fuller. The ball beat Fuller on the bounce to see a Sione Fanu try. Good stuff there. 8 points to 4. Kick to come. Dogs are going to be probably trailing by only 2 at the break. Rank the meals I've had today. Cocoa Pops, mini Cali burrito, ham and cheese toasties. I'm going to go Cali burrito is the best. Ham and cheese toasty next. Cocoa Pops. It's a hot feel, but Cocoa Pops is at the bottom there. Get the Cali burrito. Chips inside the burrito. It goes surprisingly hard. Okay, noted. Do you want me to set up a map guesser game for halftime? The geography quiz. No, I want to do 27-0. I know you're keen on the geography ones, but I want to do 27-0. Why did my stream just freeze? Ah, no, bro. My one's fine, so I think it might be potentially your internet switch. Not sure. Anyway. Kick from Stephen Crichton. It's not as easy a kick as I actually first thought, but he's got it. The Doggies captain gets that one. 8 points to 6. 5 minutes left in this first half. Garrett comes back onto the field there. Zambrero not using chips at all for anything is the biggest downfall. But I like how it's just, it tastes fresh. You eat a Zambrero burrito and you feel like you've had a genuinely healthy meal. Whereas I feel that that isn't the case for at least the Guzman and Gomez that I have had. Can you see the reactions in the chat? The heart buttons. I can. It pops up for me, yeah. Being the Queensland fan I am, I must admit that was a very tough game. Throughout the first half, we struggled so hard to break through the New South Wales defence, and the scoreboard proved that. The Origin 2? You're saying that Origin 2, as a Queensland fan, for you was a very tough game? What? Huh? Oh, it'll be in different little paragraphs. Okay, I see. So there's more to come. The first half performance was okay for the Blues, but like the game was not tough for the Maroons. What's your Subway order? Foot long always. Bread, I can go a couple of different ones, kind of depending on my mood. But it's always teriyaki chicken. Give me that lettuce. Give me cheddar cheese. Give me onion. Give me tomato. Give me barbecue sauce. Easy as you like. Exposing the Leaguie fit out tomorrow. What the hell? Out from the absolute depths. Exposing the Leaguie is back. Who would have thought?
Super Sigma 1432 just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
There's a Pepsi Max Sip. Did you see the hearts? I actually didn't, but I think it's because it's hiding behind the pole. Try it now. I should be able to see it. Or maybe I just didn't notice it out of the corner of my eye. Anyway, Burton spins a pass out wide to find the direct to Alla. There's a bit of room around him. Does well to take a tackle there. Burton now with a run to back that one up. 3.5 minutes left in this first half. Yes, I saw a heart there. There we go. I can see a few. Was Leaguie up at 5 a.m. this morning? Absolutely not. No. Only went to sleep at about 3 in the morning. I was up last night working on stream graphics. So, no, unfortunately could not be up at 5 in the morning. And kind of glad that I didn't get up for that. Because I do not tend to get up early whatsoever. And I would have really ruined my sleep schedule for no reason there. We had lots of trouble with communication during the first half, but we went into the sheds at halftime, and even though we reflected on the fact that we had started to make a comeback, there's going to be more to come there. A very in-depth comment here, by the way. I think the Blues came out and were not anywhere near an acceptable level in the second half. You better not get 27-0 at halftime. We've come close. I got a team earlier in this stream, like we just do it during the halftime breaks, that absolutely should have gone 27-0. It was good enough to do it.
Money God 164 yet just redeemed head dent check.
Oh, that is dented. Oh, that is absolutely dented. Oh my God. Jesus. I mean, it's not my head. It's my hair, to be very clear, but like, wow. You know what it is? So my headphones, right? There's a big, thick band. It just squashes them. Absolutely squashes them. Holy. Biggest Origin crowd ever, game 2. It was, which is funny because I don't know what the final crowd was for game 1, but I remember being there and about 5 minutes before kickoff, no one was in the stadium. Like, it was really, really poor. But I don't know, maybe they just piled in later. All right, so it's going to be a penalty to the Dogs. They're going to go to repack the scrum. They're going to take the 2 here. No, they're going to repack the scrum. I don't think you can take the 2 off a scrum penalty. Can your TNA for 27-0 be thin through Giants? Sure. Sure. I'll do that for you. I've had 2 92 overall teams that still haven't got it. That is impressive. 92 overall. I think I had a 91 earlier on this stream. I can't remember exactly. But wow. Yeah, did Leaguie swear? Exposing the Leaguie was a bit before your time in the streams, but what used to be our proper main character, there was a whole multiverse of like exposing the Leaguie, exposing Leaguie casts. I think there was a defending the Leaguie at some point. Like it ran deep. It ran very, very deep. Tupanua holds the ball there in the tackle of Luke Brooks. So this is the third. There's inside a minute left in this first half. Can Manly hold on? Crichton out to find Burton. Ball finds the ground. Garrick's around there. He knocked it on there. Potentially, it won't really matter. No, it's just going to be ruled to be play on. Burton now to find Crichton. Man, takes a tackle there. Is the game finished? Absolutely not. We're 35. In fact, we're not 35 minutes in. The timer is frozen for some reason. Renakama takes a tackle there. That's the last. And that'll... We might get a couple of plays here from Manly, but that'll essentially see us through for the rest of the half. I don't know why the timer got frozen there. It's still stuck on 35:01. I blame NRL.com. No, NRL.com's timer is 38 minutes, now 39. So it's still a bit behind, but I don't know what the hell the issue is with that. But anyway. Damn. Yeah, 96 overall. It can't be possible. All right, there we go. Now the timer's working properly again. That's the halftime score, though. It is still like a minute behind. That's hilarious. 8 points to 6 is the margin at the break. The Dogs in their blackout jerseys walking off the field, and God, it looks gorgeous. I can't stop reminiscing over that. I'm sure we're going to get a bit of reaction to the Titans game during this halftime break, but I will be locked the hell in to playing the 27-0 game. The most addictive thing I think I've experienced probably in my rugby league supporting life. It is just, I don't know if I would describe it as fun, but it's so replayable. That's the thing. It's so replayable. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. This is the one I believe. We've got Panthers. We've got 2016. Nathan, welcome aboard. He must have been a debutant that season because that's 10 years ago. Manly 06, Stephen Menzies. This is a good start. All right. Waz 07. Waz don't tend to have the best of players. Was Mannering around? Yes, he was. I tend to like going with Mannering. Wiki, actually. Ruben Wiki. I'll stick him prop. Hell yes. That's a good result there. Dogs 2014. A grand final side. Jimmy Graham, I think, stands out in that front row. I like looking out that front row. Josh Morrison at the centers. It's not the worst idea, but I'm gonna go Jimmy Graham. South 2004. Was Sutton around? He's probably the go there. I know I've gone past him. I'm just making sure that there's no one else I'm forgetting. Brian Fletcher? I don't know how good Brian Fletcher is in this. No idea, but I'm gonna send in Johnny Sutton in the back row. By the way, Sportsbet stole your bit. They did a whole thing about intentionally tanking this game. Really? Well, look, I don't think I've got a copyright over trying to do badly on this, but yeah. As far as I'm aware, I was the first person to do it. Oh, Sunnies, yes, I will do that. Don't worry. Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 2015. So this was just after our pick beam was on that wing. 100%. Roosters 2022. Teddy fullback. It's going to be Teddy fullback, isn't it? Manu. No. Let's not overcomplicate things. Let's not overcomplicate things. We're going Teddy fullback. This is not bad. Storm 2018. That has that famous hooker, Senor. Where is he? Cameron Smith. There we go. Okay, we needed something like that. Sharks 1999. Eddingshausen? Yes. I'm going to pick him on the wing. I feel the wingers are harder to come by. Sharks 2011. That's going to be Gallen in at lock. This is good. It has potential. Panthers 08. Jenko in the centers. That's not bad. Yeah, I'll go with Jenko in the centers. If we could get like an Inglis and a Thurston, I know that that's aiming very high, but like this has potential. 02. Okay, so we can get Thurston. That's one of the two there. Just need a good center here. Waz 07. We still have a reroll. I'm going to use the reroll. Eels 2025. Yikes. It's going to be Zomax. It's going to be Zach Lomax. Damn, that sticks out like a sore thumb. I'm going to start the season. I'll autoplay. Good news. My eyes do not look quite as bad as they once did. I'm still going to keep the sunnies on throughout the games, but this is on the proviso that Egg Council Creeper, famous Newcastle United fan, is going to be buying his son a Sunderland jersey. I don't know if he's actually going to do it, but they really don't look that bad anymore. They don't. At the start of today, they were like, I've never seen more bloodshot eyes in my life. Never. They have been weeping, my brother. Oh, it's been tough. I did say I called them the Thimfu Giants, actually. The Thimfu... Oh. I can type. Giants. We're going to go again. But anyway, I'm putting it back on. But there we go. Bro, the Sunnies... They're not in the greatest of states. My eyes are just been tearing up. All stream long. I don't want ratings on. That was underwhelming. It really was. I thought it was going to look a lot worse. Over the last hour or so, they've got heaps better. They've got so much better. Kind of feel bad. They were awful. Panthers 2013. It was a bit early for Yo. None of this is that good. I don't like any of them. No, I'll just reload. I'll just do a new one. Don't use a reroll on the first. Storm 2012. Here we go. Cameron Smith. Bad pink eye. But isn't pink eye normally one eye? Dang it, I was looking for a bad facial tattoo or something. Oh, no, I'm just a bit ill. I've seen more stoned people, but I've spent a considerable amount of time at Rosewood, Queensland. This morning, I promise you won't have seen people that look more stoned than I did. Not even really this morning, but like I'd say at halftime of Game 2 in this stream. Sharks 04. That's not great. Why does it give me Sharks so much? Bro, there's only one Sharks player that's worth picking, other than Eddinghausen. I've got Keithy Galloway, I guess, back row. Because the other one's Greg Bird, and he's only 84 anyway, so just wanted to experiment. Storm 03. Oh, yes, we got Slater. I was going to say, I thought it was a bit early for Slater, maybe. Bonks 2011, Brisbane Broncos. Welcome aboard, Mr. Lockyer. This is as good a spine as you could want to put together. Sharks again. Why do you keep giving me Sharks? Especially modern Sharks. There's nothing redeeming about the modern Sharks. Luke Lewis had retired. Andrew Fafita. Wow, okay, that's good. That's good. I didn't know he was still playing in 2022. Broncos 2016. A couple of options here. Oh, that's the one. Absolutely. Norths 1998. Can we get Billy Moore? Yeah, we'll go Billy Moore. Bonks 02. Few options. Go Alan Langer halfback. That's probably the play. That is probably the play. But I'm tempted to lock out the center spot with Hodges. But we'll go with Alan Langer. You got to go Alfie. What a spine. Titans. You give me the Titans. Brother. We've got to re-roll that. Got to re-roll that. Panthers 04. We are being absolutely destroyed here. Girdler. That's all right. Titans 2013. Idris is not rated that well. Go Don. Oh, this is not ideal. Eels 2015. All right. That's redeeming. That's very redeeming. I was going to say a good center would get us over the line. I saw Storm and I was like, tell me it's English. Tell me it's English. It won't be English. We'll get Will Chambers. Yeah, he's the man. He's the man. Damn. That could have... That had potential. Had potential. Dual player Eels 2022. No, so I don't get to pick who I get to pick from. It will pick for me. And then I need to pick a player based on that team. 18-8. That was a 90 rated team, by the way. Just went 18-8. 90 overall. Bruh. Great. Sharks again. Okay, it's Eddinghausen. Why? Why always Cronulla? Penrith 2018. Nathan. Nathan. Where are you? There you are. Hell yes. Stats 2014, GI, center, bang, sorted, easy, good start, very good start. Raiders 2017. Raiders and Cronulla just don't really have many good players. Like there's a couple that are okay, they'll do a job, but like not setting the house on fire. It's always got to be Papali'i. I'll stick him prop. Was 2020. Tohu might be the go here. SJ's good, but like he's not. Is he 87? I think he's 87. Yeah, I'll send in Tohu in the back row. I think all the teams are just the best players from the NRL eras. That's why the game's so hard. No, it is. It is. For sure. But still, that was a really good team. Panthers 01, Scotty Sattler's almost certainly the play here, but I'm just going to keep looking through. Girdler center. Yeah, I'm going to go Girdler center. Even though it's one rating lower, I want to keep that forward spot open. Panthers 07, Luke Lewis is now into that conversation. Yeah, we'll go with Luke Lewis in the back row, 87. It's like, okay, but we need... The good thing is we've still got these spots open. Dragons 2026 is a reroll. Do we take Cook at... He's 86 at hooker. It's not the worst thing, but I'm going to reroll. Sharks 2013. Gallon. Okay, that's good. Prop. This is the dream scenario, but give me Lockyer, Thurston, Smith, Fittler. Hell yes. Nope. Absolutely not. We can't have nice things. T-Baz. West 2026. Are you serious? Are you serious? This is not the spine that I requested. Roosters 2017. That was not our finest of seasons. We only finished second. Latrell fullback. Rabbitohs 1999. This was maybe the worst team ever. Oh, Jesus Christ. How did this team actually go undefeated for like a really long time throughout that season? I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. We're going again. Manly 2010. Give me Mr. Oh, no. He retired by then. I was going to say Menzies. Give me Watmo then. Watmo back row. Cronulla 2025. They're just not that good. They're just not that good. They ain't all that. We're about to get started for the second half. I want to see what Blake Brayley's overall is. 84, yeah. This isn't a sincere attempt anymore. Because the second half's about to get underway. Wiki around? Yeah. Nothing matters in the world. Reality is meaningless. I'm genuinely sick of seeing Benji Marshall and Paul Gallen in my side. Good, it's not just me. Okay, the thing is with the two of them, the reason why they're always in your side, Gallen is just because him and ET are like the only two good Sharks players ever in the NRL era. So Maloney in and around it, but you wouldn't pick Maloney. So Gallen's always there, and he can play two positions. Marshall as well can play both 5'8" and halfback. Marshall doesn't have as much reason. I guess he's been in and around Tiger sides where he's just the man to pick, and Dragons. So that kind of does make sense. Who's going to win? I tipped Manly coming into it. Won't be changing up based on that first half. Obviously, Dogs came back towards the end in pretty impressive fashion. But I think I'd give that first half to Manly for sure. Yo, just joined. Is he streaming the actual game after halftime, or do I run to the nearest pub? Run to the nearest pub, sir. I do not stream the actual game. Or ma'am, I don't know. Alrighty. I found a comic series called Bazza the Bogan Barbarian at Supernova. What is Supernova? You mentioned it before. And that one Bronx team that wasn't great. Yes, that's true as well, actually. And even the South team that he was in. They did make a grand final, actually. So that was an okay side. Had the trial and stuff like that. But with Benji being 92 overall, I think he would still be the highest rated player who was in that South side. So Turbo will kick ass? I hope so. I hope so. Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing. No way.
Panther fan 1999 just redeemed. Changed the background color.
Okay.
Supernova is a comic.
So what color do you want me to make the background? I'm glad Supernova is a comic. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Is the mid-season report cards vid dead? Repurposed, repackaged. It will be... I'll use those graphics for like a sort of, there's 10 rounds to go type video. Although that's next week. I'll probably still do that. But... yeah, unfortunately, life got in the way of that one. And the Kane Evans story, obviously, which was... the video on the mid-season report cards would have done so much better than my Kane Evans video. But no question in my mind that the Kane Evans video is the right one to make. Absolutely it is. I'll show you the thumbnail, though, of the video that I'm going to be working on later tonight. So this will come out tomorrow. It's based on... a live stream that we did yesterday reacting to NRL AI slop on Facebook. Have a look at that. How good. It's very much a Leaguie thumbnail. I might take a new photo of me, but not if my eyes stay like this. But real photo that we saw on Facebook. The photo itself isn't real, but we did really see it. So funny. So funny. I love that. Absolutely love it. So, yeah, we saw some pretty crazy things. It's a crazy, crazy video. Manly usually pump teams in the third half. Let's see. Shout out the third half of football. Leaguie, did you happen to see some of the Oz chants in the Oz versus US today? Aussie boys are on a bender. Your world leads a sex offender. I did see that. I saw another guy say, he's one of your own. He's one of your own. Jeffrey Epstein is one of your own. It's one of the great things about Australian soccer we've been able to get from the English, their chants. I saw so it was one of the CBS American pundits saying, there's this whole stigma around USA having bad chants, so I'm going to give USA a great chant. And he gave them maybe the worst chant of all time. I don't know what it is. They just, like, at least we don't really chew the chants, right? But they do it badly. And I'd rather not do it at all than do it the way that they do it. Jesus. Knock back there from Saab. Garrett puts a kick in. I think that's played out by Rinakama. Not played out is the ruling. Look, maybe I'm seeing it the way I want to, but I reckon Rinakama's got a bit lucky there. Pop culture convention, red and green for Bazza and Bogan Barbarian. All right, red and green it is. Red and green it is. Go, red over the top, I reckon. What was this worst chant of all time? It was... No, we'll go red like that. It was to the tune of, Karma Chameleon. It was like... Come on, USA. I think that's what it was, genuinely. Dutch Stumpot. Mashed potato and vegetables. Peel and boil 1 kilogram of potatoes and 500 grams of kale until soft. So it's just literally the cooking instructions for Stumpot. Yeah. I'm aware of how to cook Stumpot. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. All right, so Wakeham's come off the field, former Bulldog, so it's going to be Simpkin seeing out the rest of this game at number 9 for Manly. So here we go. Through the Dogs here. Hayward gets to find Lockie Galvin. Now, Crichton on for Burton is hit well there by Jason Saab, but does get away from that tackle. Worst chant has to be Seattle FC, fight and win. Fight and win was pretty awful. Pretty awful. Curran, there's a knock-on. There is a knock-on. Tontopovic recovers the ball. Not ideal from Josh Curran there. Future Perth Bear. They're knocking on an attacking ball. First US goal was unfortunate for Socceroos. Still haven't watched any of the highlights. At all. Haven't seen any of it. Habole was being pushed towards the sideline there. Finds the ground, though, eventually. It's going to be Jamal Fogarty in at dummy half, as they would say in Germany. Simpkins in a dummy half here. Nearly 5 minutes gone inside the second half already. Gerbo with an okay run. Very good effort from him to reinvent himself this season. Coming into it, there were obviously big calls for him to retire under Anthony Seibold. Some of his stats were awful. But he's just got a bit more confidence. A bit more confidence back into it. There was a Yank that tried to claim the Norwegian crowd in the World Cup as their own to brag about how good US crowds are. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. There we go. I was meaning to write Supernova as a comic/pop culture convention. Then the color, damn my sausage fingers. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. All good. No harm done. I like the English chat of let's pretend we scored a goal. Let's pretend we scored a goal. I've been at Super League games where they've sort of redone that. So it's been fans of the Super League team say, let's pretend we scored a try. Let's pretend we scored a try. The chant about Donald Trump being a sex offender is hilarious though. Very, very funny. I keep seeing clips of, you know, the boys from the UBF football podcast. They played in the, well, one of them, Abs, has played in the Sport Chase charity match. He was my teammate both times. I've had really good chats with him. I just keep seeing him in every Australian, like, you know, fan event. All these clips, I keep seeing him. All right. Next try scorer in this game isn't as important as the try scorer after that. Dogs score next. Manly can still score to retake the lead. Manly score next. Dogs can still score to go back within 2. Oh, is that a 40-20? Is that a Rugby League 40-20? It is a Rugby League 40-20, and I've just come to a realization that in coding my new animations, I have not put in an animation for a 40-20. I'm going to make a note to do that. Because the animations are cool, but there's always going to be some stuff that falls between the cracks. What a kick for Jamal. What a kick from Jamal. He's a halfback who truly, like, the lesson to get out of Jamal Fogarty's career is you get the fundamentals right, you can have a really, really solid first grade career. And that's exactly what Jamal's doing. Love the Southampton fans a couple of seasons ago in their 12-point season chanting, "Que sera, sera, whatever we be, we'll be, we're going to Coventry." That is very funny. Now, best UK chant is, "It's only 4-0. It's only 4-0. How bad must you be? It's only 4-0. I prefer, na 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 na. Lizzie's in a box, in a box. That was Scottish, though. That was Scottish. So out of pocket. But really, really funny. Crichton escapes the in goal there. Good stuff. How good are English chants, by the way? How good are English chants? Lizzie's in a box. In a box. Ah, sorry to any royal family enthusiasts out here. What's about the Rugby League score? 0-all. 0-all. 0110 0220 0330 0440. Give me a solid 1-0. Home team winning by 1. That's what I want. Is that maybe going to be a... Oh, geez, there was a thought of a 40-20 there off the bounce. Bounce weirdly. Hello, Dead Magpie. Good to see you. I see the Leaguie has brought back the speedies only because my eyes are beyond screwed. Beyond screwed up. Woke up a little bit under the weather this morning. It's funny, I was supposed to, like, I had a big old list of things that I had to do today. One of, like, actually, most of which were quite public. And I was like, I just can't do them. I can't leave the house in the way that I currently am. So, yeah. I've been now streaming for 6 hours. Damn. Doesn't feel like it. Can you do a shout out to your chair? No, it doesn't deserve it. It doesn't deserve any rights, frankly. It's a good chair, but, like, at the end of the day, it's just a chair. It's just a chair. All right, we are going to return to the green background. Has been certainly enough time. I've been more than generous. Fogarty, what a kick. What a kick from big old Jamal. Damn, son. Bro, the Penrith versus Gold Coast match? Bro. Cinematic event. It was a cinematic event. What's on the photo of you in a wedding dress? I've unfortunately seen it once, and it's jarring. I don't know what... See, I've said this before. Like, my community is outstanding, and I don't know what I've done to get such an engaged community. But on the other hand, I just make rugby league videos. Why does the weird stuff happen? You know what I mean? You just knew that was going to happen. Is the greatest English football fan video ever. It is. It really, really is. That was Wrexham before Wrexham became, you know, what Wrexham are today. 2-0 odds to find Connor Tracy. He's got a bit of room around him. On the 4th... Gets a good offload to Leo Thompson. One more to go here. Dogs in absolute attacking ball here. What a set it's been from them. Hayward to find Galvin. They're spreading it to the left. Crichton, wild pass, and it's too much. He had too much sauce on it for Jethro to take in. It was a tough one. But Manly survive again. How quick was that pass? Yeah. I'm going to allow the Panther fan message there, my favorite chat. F off Chelsea FC, you ain't got no history. 5 European Cups, 18 leagues, that's what we call history. Twitch filtered it out for using the F word. That surprises me. The reason why Leaguie immigrated to Canberra, actually I emigrated to Canberra. I immigrated from Sydney. True story. Anyway, no, I'm wrong about that. I immigrated into Canberra. You're correct. And I emigrated from Sydney. My mistake. Incorrect. Anyway. It's because when he gets bored in Canberra, as always, because it's a something hole. I don't know what that could possibly be in reference to. He can visit the glorious magpie statue and eat a pie with an orange juice. I don't eat pie very much, but absolutely Big Swoop is a glorious magpie statue. They moved him because they were doing renovations on a particular area of the city where he was. But now they're finished with those, and they haven't moved him back, and it makes me sad. Maybe they have in the last week or so. I haven't actually been here. I should go check. Can Raiders win? Yes. I was asked this earlier. Absolutely they can. They are kind of Melbourne's bogey side. They beat Melbourne earlier in the season. Can be done. Don't think it will be, but it can be done. They're going to be kind of desperate as well. Crichton on Spandrina Karma. 28.5 minutes left in this one. You know what I'm looking forward to? Dinner. Dinner's going to go so hard after this game. Holy. It's going to slap like absolute crack. Not that I encourage anyone having crack. Knock on there from Connor Tracy. Brooks is away now down the sideline. Go back in field, Brooksy. Go back in field. He takes a tackle there. Luke Brooks has had some moments in this rugby league game, folks. Holy. He's been up and about. What's for dinner? I don't know yet. That's the best part. Now in the hands of Ruben Garrick. This is still the 0. Takes a tackle there on the other side of the field. Woo. Brooks is killing it tonight. It really is. He's having one of the great games. Tiger, I don't think Krishan actually did buy me an orange juice at the 2024 NRL Grand Final. But he did say that he would. But that's a very niche Leaguie reference. Anyway, Tom Trbojevic, cut out pass. Hopawati thinks better of trying to beeline for the corner there. Just stands in the tackle and then eventually takes it there. Where's my ring? I like fiddling with my ring when I'm streaming. Anyway. Run here from Tiana Paseka. Get GYG for dinner? It might be too late by the time I finish streaming. Cross out to find Tom Trbojevic. Cut out pass. Oh, to the wing again. But tackle taken. Turbo, unfortunately, had to go down to stay in field. And, yeah, foreign grimaces there. Not liking seeing that. That kick from Brooks is terrible. Ends up with Hamale, who puts a kick in behind himself. Curran is all over it. Oh, big schmolle. Has he caught him in the goal? No, it's going to be a penalty for high contact. Jeez. Out of absolutely nothing, Big Hamole Olakau'atu nearly came up with a brilliant play there, but it is going to be penalty dogs. Jeez. No, I haven't seen something confirming this, but according to one of my mates, shout out Damon, Olakau'atu has a tattoo that says Ola Kalatu because of the way that Cooper Cronk pronounces his name. There's this first grade competition, rugby union competition, called the Shoot Shield. And the other week in the Shoot Shield, Eastern Suburbs won against Southern Districts 101-5. Wow. Jesus. I know Eastern Suburbs are kind of good in rugby union. So, the Australian cricket team used to have a legend that sounded like Bon Dradman. Yeah, Don Bradman. Now we have a man that sounds like Scott Poland. I call him Scotland Boland. I like to think, in my mind, that my mind's lore is that Scott is short for Scotland. But that's true. I haven't really made the Boland and Poland connection. It runs down his leg, the tattoo. Haven't spent a heap of time looking at Hamole's legs. All due respect to him, not really my thing. Although they do call me the leg man, so I guess it kind of is my thing, isn't it? Yeah, I'm a Gordon fan, and today Gordon played East won. Well, I guess if I were to go for a side, it would be East, but like, you know, I'm just not a rugby union enthusiast so much. Not really. I call him Scotty Poland in a Northern English accent. Scotty Poland. That was terrible. What's a Northern English accent? There's too many Northern English accents to really be able to narrow it down. Is it Liverpudlian? Is it Yorkshire? Scotty Poland. That's, you know what? That's actually not bad. That's pretty Yorkshire. Or is it like, you know, Newcastle? Scotty Poland. Scotty Poland. Is rugby union for rich people? Not exclusively. In Australia, like, yeah, it's certainly associated with those demographics. And in England, actually, as well. Very much so. But, no, not exclusively. Ishigua's accent. Ishigua's accent is not northern. At all. Yorkshire. Okay. Scotty Poland. Lewis Dodd's accent, if you've heard him speak. He might be from Yorkshire. I don't know. Oz also has some good ones. Melbourne City fans chanted in the Melbourne Derby. Oh, ball comes free there from the Dogs. Let's go. They didn't chant that. I was just commentating. One packet of sweets and a cheeky smile. Muscat is an effing pedophile. Is he? I don't know much. Is it Kevin Muscat? I feel like I know that name, maybe. Is he a nonce? I call Scott Poland Scobo because, you know, Scott Morrison's nickname is Scomo. That makes sense. That does make a lot of sense. He should be Scobo. Do I time out, Danny? Do I have jurisdiction to do that? I don't think I can. I think, that's his word. Do you know what I mean? It's his word. I don't think I have the authority. Would you rather go to a Brumbies game or be hit by a bus carrying Fufu Moi Moi? I've met Fufu Moi Moi. How big is the bus? Is it one of those accordion buses that, like, it will hit me, then accordion, and because the accordion will then compress and then decompress, there'll be like a second dose of forward momentum into me? I wouldn't take the 2-in-1 like that. I'd go to a Brumbies game. But if it's just one clean hit, you'd have to give it some consideration. All right, Simkin now. In a dummy half on the forward. He gets it to Brooks. Ben Trbojevic underneath. Good offload there to find Tom Trbojevic. Another wild offload back for Nathan Brown. That really was not the play. It's lost him about 10 meters. Hamole does well to recover a few of those. If the Brumbies were playing my Waratahs, I'd go to the Brumbies match. But, oh, Jesus, my glasses. The issue is the arm of one of these is gone, so it's really hard. They basically can only stay on my head when I'm wearing the headphones. That's the word. London double-decker? No, I'll watch the Brumbies over a London double-decker. Holy. All right. So, Dogs here. We've had nearly 20 minutes gone in the second half. No points scored. The fact that we've had 57 minutes gone in this game and it's 8.6 is kind of crazy. I reveal we saw your eye. I showed them off at halftime. That ain't nothing special. H.I. Aggie, what should I have for dessert? Rocks. Probably rocks. If not, I would argue fiberglass. It looks like cotton candy. And, you know, we've all made that mistake before. So I'd go with fiberglass. Brumbies are a small train. Small train, I'll take the train. Average train, more of an interesting conversation. Mate, you should watch London double-decker bus racing on YouTube. It's so peak. That sounds outstanding. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up. And people said the game was getting too high scoring. We're getting... Oh, Brown's knocked on there. It's in the hands of Stephen Crichton. We're getting both kinds of variations of games. Kieran Foreman's not happy. Not happy. Who is we? You're going to have to tell me the context in which I said that. Really does depend. 6 more there for the doggies. Truly living up to the name H.I. Aggie with those dessert recommendations. You mean you haven't eaten fiberglass for dessert before? Oh, sorry. I'm going to assume when I say we've all made that mistake before. That's what we mean by who is we. Checks out. Anyway, Connor Tracy now. With the ball on the 30. They've still got 4 tackles ahead of them here off the back of that set restart. Oh, Calvin, what a run. Up to the 10. Here we go. Here we go. Dogs, I'm feeling it here. I'm feeling a try coming. Hayward gets it to Connor Tracy. Galvin on to find AJ Jones. Takes a tackle. Still 2 left here. Hayward hits it. I think it's been played at. It's going to be 6 more here. It is going to be 6 more. All right. Played by Harry Hayes. Hayward. On to find Galvin. Short ball to Panua. Tackle there by Manly. Their defense has been good, but they've still got a full set ahead of them here to survive. Hayward gets it to find Stephen Crichton. Unders ball to Jack Underhill. All right. Inside 20 minutes left in this game now. On the second, Galvin gets it. Dummies goes himself clean through. Lockie Galvin stands up in a moment where the Bulldogs needed him. The young halfback, Dummies, runs himself, and the Dogs are in for the lead of this game. Sure. Give me a snapshot of the quickest, sloppiest intro ever. All right, is that the one you've done for NRL Soapbox? What's the story behind that? What is the context? Anyway. Alex hasn't even sent me anything I've asked for, so it's all concept. That is pretty funny. Alex is NRL Soapbox, right? That's his real name. From memory, that is his name. Brumbies or one very committed young kid in a go-kart? We talking like Baby Mario kind of areas? Or what? Is galvaning finally being televised? I mean, look, it might be. In a moment like that, it might be. Danny says, I remain somehow yet to be untimed. I'm not going to time you out. Genuinely, I'm not going to time you out. Yeah, he hasn't sent me anything I asked for, so I need to just work on concept. That's pretty funny. It's cool that you're an editor, Flora, though. That's nice. Lachlan Galvin, the poor man, Zane Harrison. I mean, I haven't seen Lachlan Galvin kick any game-winning field goals against the Penrith Panthers in round 16 in the middle slot on a Saturday. So, you know, game, set, and match Harrison, as far as I'm concerned. Ain't no Beatles with the surname Galvin. Just saying. Is George Harrison actually named after Zane? Kick there from Crichton. Splits the black dot. Goal there. 12 points to 8. 4 points to the margin. 18 minutes on the clock. Doggies leading the Sea Eagles. And they've delivered a performance that's pretty solid. Pretty solid in a game where Manly have come into it, obviously, you know, in good form. Dogs are absolutely not. It's a game that is very much sort of must-win areas for the Bulldogs, and we'll see if they can hold out and get it done here. Think you get a buzz cut? I'm not overly keen on doing that. Speaking of buzz cuts, that makes you think of the show Prison Break. Has anyone here seen Prison Break? I remember hearing it was really good, but like I was in the early years of high school, so I don't know if I trust the judgment of my peers at that time. Talking English chants before, forgot this. Steve Gerrard, he fell on his earth at us. He passed it to Demba. Steve Gerrard. I was a Chelsea fan at that point in my life. I was not always a Sunderland supporter. I was a Chelsea fan. And my dad was a Liverpool fan. And my God, that was funny. Oh, that was so funny when that happened. We do not let this slip now. And then he lets it slip, literally. Oh, man. Hell funny. Have you seen Dawn of the Dolphins? I still haven't. No, not even the Panthers documentary they did. It's funny. You thought I'd be like completely across that, but I just never got around to watching them. Brumbies are one evil committed toddler with a go-kart. I'm taking Brumbies. I ain't messing with no toddlers. Absolutely not. Sea Eagles 14, Dogs 12. I see it. I hope for it. I want Manly to win this. Though it's better for the Roosters if they don't. But as I said, coming into this game, I just think it's funny seeing Dogs fans reacting to another loss. In that same season, Saints fans chanting in their away game at Ipswich, they chanted, "Sit down if you love Norwich." And when the fans stood up, they started chanting, "Stand up if you love Norwich." That's hilarious. Because Ipswich and Norwich are major rivals out there in... Oh, what's that area? I know a girl from that area. I've forgotten. Saab down the sideline, decides to step inside, doesn't get the fruits of his labor there. This is so annoying. What's that part of England called? Kick from Benchamovic. It's weighted beautifully. They're chasing it through. They're going to score here, man. Bounce beats all of them. We have seen some absolutely weird-ass bounces today. We have seen some crazy bounces today. And they give away a penalty off the back of it as well. My God. Sorry, it's not a Manly penalty. It's a Dogs penalty. That should have been a try for your life. It beat all three Sea Eagles chasers. Suffolk. Is it Suffolk? I don't think it is Suffolk. East Anglia? That's not what I'm thinking. How does one convert from Chelsea to Sunderland? Well, I was a Chelsea fan because when I arrived in Europe, I realized, like with the NRL here in Sydney schools, you kind of, if you want to be friends with, you know, the boyish boys, you need a Premier League team to follow. And my favorite color was blue. And I preferred dark blue to light blue. So I went, yep, Chelsea, that's my team. Was a Chelsea fan for a solid period of time. But, like, I wasn't, you know, checking their scores every week or whatever. I knew their players. I played with them on FIFA. But I didn't really like a lot of what the club stood for. Back then, it was the opposite of today. They had a lot of good youngsters and didn't use any of them. Is it Suffolk? It might be Suffolk. Anyway. But then, so, Sunderland they meant absolutely nothing to me as a team. They got relegated in the 2016-17 season. They got relegated again in the 18-19 season. Back-to-back years, they finished bottom of the table. And in the 18-19 season, I started a FIFA career mode with Sunderland in League One, a road to glory to get them back to the Premier League. and just absolutely fell in love with them off the back of doing that career mode. Falling in love with that career mode made me want to check how the team was doing in real life, because I was like, I want to see how these players are performing in real life. And so I ended up checking Sunderland scores way more than I checked Chelsea's, and watching content about Sunderland. And then a couple years later, Sunderland Till I Die came out, the Netflix documentary, and that gave me a behind-the-scenes access to the club that by that point I'd already fallen in love with. So although it feels a little bit cheap to say, yeah, I support them because of a FIFA career mode, a lot of people would roll their eyes at that, but it was 7 years ago now. I started supporting them in League One. We're now Europa League. So I've been through the bad times. Anyway, as I'm talking through my life story there, Tracy's knocked the ball dead. Goal line dropout here. What team do you support? Sunderland. I supported Chelsea out of sort of convenience and necessity to support someone. I support Sunderland out of genuine love for that team, and that will never change. I will be a Sunderland fan forever. When you look towards your left, we can see the game through your sunglasses. What, like there? Oh, that's actually looking to the right. Short dropouts. Doesn't go the distance. Doesn't go the distance. Manly are going to recover the ball here. Arsenal on top, bro. I mean, literally, yes. You did win the Premier League after all. But I'm not going to say Sunderland are better than Arsenal. Of course they're not. I love them to be. I don't think we will be. Probably in my lifetime. But I wouldn't have said that we'd be Europa League in my lifetime. And yet, it's amazing. We are. All right. Run from Tanela Pasek has been very involved. We should have won Champions League. You were not the best team in the final, though. Tončevojević cut out pass to find Saab. Sideline beckoning. They do get him over the sideline there. It's going to be a penalty, though. And I agree with that call. I do agree with that call. The momentum was finished in that tackle, and they continue to drag him. Yeah, you absolutely take the Prem that time. Also, same Saints season away at Spurs, 5-0 down at halftime. They chanted 5-0 up, and you still don't sing. 5-0 up, and you still don't sing. That's hilarious. Dogs fans aren't happy about it. But here come Manly. 12.5 minutes left. This clock is going to get very big on them very, very quickly. On the first here, Manly. I'm overcome with joy the Titans beat the Panthers. No. What? Can't believe this is how I find out. No, it was so cool. So cool. Manly got 6 more there, by the way. Down the sideline, Hopawate. Sea Eagles level us up. There's going to be a kick for them to reclaim their lead. Dogs weren't in front for long. Manly strike back almost immediately. Tiger says, I've always loved you. Yes, Manly. Never hated you ever. So you want Manly to beat the Dogs here. That's hilarious. Because you are Manly's like #1 professional grade hater. 1 point. Penrith still 6 points ahead in first on the ladder. Look, I said multiple times during that game, the loss means nothing for the Panthers. Absolutely nothing. So many of their best players weren't playing. They're going to get the minor premiership. It doesn't matter at all. The loss means, the result means way more to the Titans than it does to Penrith. Would not be worried as a Penrith fan. Honestly, I don't think Penrith fans will be feeling this now, but maybe in days to come, there'll be Penrith fans kind of looking back at it being like, I can see how that was like a really cool game of rugby league for the neutral. You know what I mean? What car do you drive? I do not drive a car. Yes, smart car. That's not very nice, but anyway. Fogarty, it's a very, very tough kick. A very, very tough kick. But he needs to hit it to get Manly in front. We could have another, like, field goal kind of game if he misses this, by the way. Leaguie, can the Titans make the 8? No, I don't think so. Bit late for that. Let's see what Jamal can do here. Hits it. It's bending, and it comes off the uprights. Jeez, he's getting unlucky with some of these kicks. 12 points all. Could be field goal time very, very soon. And we know Canterbury, they can hit him through Matt Burton. They can hit him through Stephen Crichton. Manly will be focusing on the ability of Jamal Fogarty to kick goals. Field goals. He hasn't got a massive experience of it. He kicked his first for Canberra only a couple of years ago. Damn. Pump 3 Diesel, don't know about it. No idea. Do you watch the coach interviews after the stream at all? Yeah, I often do. My routine tends to be, especially after a long stream like this, I would just go and lie down on my bed. I tend to take like just 10 minutes to just have a bit of quiet, just chill, decompress. I'll take off the suit. I'll put my headphones back on and listen to the press conferences while just like unpacking all my stream stuff. So, yeah. Just posted 2 videos from 4 years ago. Congratulations. Good stuff from yourself. Garrick finding Saab. There's space in front of him. Saab is clear. Ball back in field. Garrick, he can't quite get there. Can't quite get there, but a great play there from Manly. There is so much space on the other side of the field. They are not going to go that way. Ola Kawatu runs back into the teeth of the Dogs' defense. That's not the play. No Haumole. And they've got a set defensive line now. There was so much room out there. They're going in that direction, but it's a play late. Kohler stepping around. Does well, actually. But damn. Damn. Your streams are not very delayed. Like a second after I send my message, it comes up on your chat. Did you get better Wi-Fi? Nope, not particularly. Foreign with a... Not Foreign. My God. Fogarty with a kick. And Gavin will just take that ball dead. Check out the intro in your work emails. I will have a look after the stream. Will do. I've got a lot to do after this stream, actually. So what's the NRL version of I cannot speak? If I speak, then I will be in big trouble interview? I'm not... No, nothing comes to mind, but I'm going to say with 90% confidence that it was Ricky Stewart who has delivered that. It's going to be from a Ricky Stewart press conference. Trap from Taniela Paseka. He does well, though. Gets it up to the 20. What a run. I'm having 5 attempts here to score a try, and if I don't get it on the last, I'm kicking a field goal. I'm absolutely kicking a field goal. Might be tempted to kick a field goal anyway. You get the ball back. You've shown you can break the line. Garrett gets it. We'll take a tackle there. I'm a field goal lover, though. Saab. Back to find Fogarty. Now in the hands of Simkin. Takes a tackle from right in front. This is a good spot to hit a field goal from. Just saying. Anyway. Jobo will take a hit up. This is an even better spot to hit a field goal from. Come on. Go for it now. Yeah, Fogarty's going to take a shot. Easy. Bang. Has he got it? No, it's wide. Wow. Jeez, you could have asked for a better spot. I did say Fogarty, he's not been a field goal kicker very much. Yeah, he's really annoyed with himself. Let's see this. He had so much time and space. Jesus, that is one of the worst field goal misses you will see. It really is, unfortunately. Dogs get a 20-meter restart and a 7-tackle set then. How do you miss that? I mean, look, Valentine Holmes missed his conversion the other day. It's yesterday. It's possible. It's possible. Jeez. Could be a very, very costly moment there for the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. Could be a very costly moment. Ricky once answered one question in a presser, said he didn't want to get fined and give money to the NRL, and left after about 30 seconds. That's not relevant right now because Tracy's through. Can he get a pass away? He does, and he does well because he was going to go over the sideline. The Tuala still going in the tackle. Ball comes free. What an important one-on-one strip there because the Dogs would have been setting up for a field goal at this end of the field. Instead, Manly have got it 20 meters out from their own line. What a play. Rugby League's about moments. There's a moment for you, ladies and gentlemen. Holy. Let's go. Garrick, that's not a good run from him, unfortunately. Not a good run. All right. Run here from Ethan Bullymore. This is intense stuff. This is really intense stuff. All right, played here on the 4th. It's been a modest set so far, given where they started it. They've only made 20 meters throughout it. Not ideal. Fogarty will kick it. It's from inside the 40. It's high up in the air, trying to force an error there. Tracy takes it very well. 6.5 minutes left. Canterbury winning the field position battle at the moment. And they can kick them from longer range as well. They can absolutely kick them from longer range. Tackle there. Potentially some high contact there on Renakama. No, it's ruled to be okay from Benjamovic. Galvin gets it to find Jacob Carrez. who gets a pass out for Anaro Tawala. Sideline was in and around there, but forced around the Nihai Hopawate. Tupanua with a run. That's a good play from Manly there to hold the Dogs to a modest gain on that one. It probably means that they're going to be too far out to hit a field goal after this play, unless, you know, Burton can hit it from absolutely incredible range. Crichton won't even try it. Saab is underneath it. Saab knocks it on. Saab knocks it on. Ah, damn it. Damn it. No. Jason. How could you do this to me, Jason? Yeah, it did. It did. Good work for Josh Curran there. Ah, jeez. That's huge. That's huge. Canterbury with a brilliant chance here. They should slot a field goal early. Look at how even this has been. 34 tackles each in the opposition 20. 12 points each. 5 minutes left. Damn. Damn, Magpie, why would you go now? There's 5 minutes left. It's 12 all. But feel free. All good. See you later. No dramas. Tracy with a run there. Yikes, that is a big, big error. Couple of big errors when you add that to the missed field goal from Jamal. Leo Thompson with a hit up. This is best field position they're going to have for a field goal. They're set very deep. They'll go for it here. Hayward, no, doesn't find Crichton. Crichton was absolutely in position for it. Tupanua takes a tackle there. This is the third. Hayward gets it to Max King. That's a better run there to position themselves for a field goal. They're going to have a stab on this one. They're going to get it back to Stephen Crichton. He holds it. He does not take the kick. He absolutely had time. Instead, puts a grubber in. Is he going to try and force a dropout? They're not going to get the dropout. Haumole. Jeez, it's close. What the hell? That is such poor play from Stephen Crichton. Not only do I think he had the time to kick the field goal, but when he realized he did not have to put a grubber in behind. Holy. Canterbury, they are forcing Manly to come off their own goal line here, though. This is really, really hard work for Manly in this set. Really, really hard work. Jeez. They're attacking with their defense here, the Dogs. 3.5 minutes left. Manly are probably hoping that this is going to go to Golden Point at this stage with the field position battle going the way it is. Winston's going to make a crash out video after this game, only if they lose. Only if they lose. Kick from Fogarty. It needed to be good, and it was pretty good. The kick chase. Let's see what Manly can deliver. Can they get them inside their own 40? They can't. Jeez. This is going to be brilliant field position here for the Doggies. Crichton's in a dummy half. On to find Jethro and Nakama. All they need to do is hold the ball, and they're going to be such in range. This has been an incredible Super Saturday. It really has. The product of Rugby League, of NRL specifically at the moment, is just so good. So good.
Well, that's why you get the big
all good,
bucks,
not see you later. Oh, Highlanders, let's go.
44-24 if you know, you know. Red circle emoji, red circle emoji, red circle emoji, red circle emoji, red circle emoji.
They're going to hit a field goal here. Stephen Crichton, he hits it. He's got it. Has he? No, he's missed. The Doggies fans certainly thought he got it, but he has missed. I was going off the crowd there. Jeez. Completely missed. Now Manly, you'd argue, with the 7 tackle set off the 20-meter restart. Oh, yeah, he put it across the face. They are sort of in pole position here. Let's see what they can do. Why isn't Burton taking it? Crichton's a very good field goal kicker. They're both very good. There's not a wrong option between the two of them. Given where they started that set, though, they did really poorly not to get in better range. Anyway, it's not looking outstanding here for Manly this set so far. Paseka, that's a good run up to the halfway line. They kind of might as well have a stab. Actually, no, if you kick it dead, probably not. So they'll go for a bomb here, you'd think. Fogarty is going to try and hit it. That's very, very low. Very low. Brooksy can't hit him. So now they're just looking to defend their way to Golden Point at this stage. That's what I needed. This stream to go on any longer than it already is. It's only 9:22 p.m. Jesus Christ. Rinakama. Gets a tackle there. Ball's come free. Ball's come free. Ball has come free. Ball has come free. Ball has come free. Jethro, no. Jethro. They've got to challenge. They are going to challenge. Look, it's a roll of the dice, but you've got to do it. You've got to do it. Oh. I think it's desperation more than anything else. If this is ruled like a one-on-one strip, though, there's high contact. Mitigation, okay. They're saying incidental. Good. Common sense decision there. Common sense decision on that. Was he hit high? He was, but he's so close to the ground, I think they're going to say there's mitigating factors. Unsuccessful. Unsuccessful. Exposing the Leaguie, can I just say, so you're obviously like quite clearly ahead of my stream. If you could just ease up on saying what's happened, because it's kind of spoiling a little bit. But thanks for your contributions. Just hold out like, I don't know, 10 more seconds or so. Dogs have to win. Chooks need this. No, we don't need it. We don't need it. It would help us, but we don't need it. Do we play Manly again this year? I wonder. Anyway, there's a minute left. Manly in pole position here to kick it. Brooks won't take it there, which I think is the right decision. Hit it up through the middle. Take a shot from in front. That's all you've got to do. Hold the ball. I don't want to see any passes other than the dummy half. Simpkin gets it to Nathan Brown. Holds it. Yep. Goes that way. This is good range. This is good range. Fogarty gets it. He's not going to take it. He's not going to take it. He dummies and goes himself. Decides that the chase was too good. Simpkin now gets it to Brooks. No, he doesn't take it either. On the fourth, Brooks with a good run. This is good field position. Are they going to survive here? They know what's going to happen, the Dogs. He's got to hit it. Why? Jamal, why haven't you taken it? Jamal, are you serious? Are you serious? He had absolutely no thought of hitting that field goal. As soon as he got it, he passed. What the hell? Teams do the most stupid bollocks of all time when it comes to field goals. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't understand it. Why? Why do teams do this? Bruh. Oh, astaghfirullah. Game's not done yet. Turbo's taking a run now. It's gonna be a tackle there. Jamal, what? Bro. This game is fundamentally stupid. How was Jamal? I want to see a replay of that. Because I could understand, shaping up for a shot, realizing you don't have the time, and then just going to run the ball. But what the hell? Because Jamal there, he didn't shape for a kick for a second. Brother did not shape up for one moment. That's it. This was the first one, and you can understand him not taking this. Although I think he had time in hindsight. But anyway, takes the tackle there. Brooks had an opportunity. I don't think he was ever really going to hit it, though. Takes a run himself. That was a good run. That was a good run. But what the hell here from Jamal Fogarty? You see, as soon as he gets it, immediately passes. Immediately passes. I don't get it. I don't get it. Fogarty more like Fogarty, bro. Absolutely. That's shocking. Manly have had such great opportunities to win this game. Oh. Rugby League. How good is this game? We had a brilliant Super Saturday last week as well. This is just this sport, at times, might be the best thing that we've ever invented. Humanity's greatest invention. I know we've got some really cool things that we've invented and stuff. But while penicillin has saved lives, Rugby League's made life worth living. You know what I mean? You know, it's just that, am I out of line here? Or am I 100% completely correct? I think I'm probably more likely to be 100% completely correct on that one, like, in my opinion. Golden point's like a bonus level in the video game. It's like the epilogue. Holy. He drops the ball so high when going for field goals, gives him less time. Whatever the issue was, that last one he didn't even attempt. How many Manly players will get into the Blues? I think Amole will, and I think Turbo will. Kohler, maybe less so. I think Turbo and Latrell will be the centers, and Mark and Toto will be the wingers. Is food overpriced at NRL games also? Yeah, kind of, for sure. Todd Kohler might be on the bench, actually, for the Blues. We'll say that. Oh, my God. Rugby League, folks. Golden points underway. What a hit from Leo Thompson there on the first run. But monstered back by Manly. When it comes to golden point and field position is the most important thing, you have to attack with your defense. Now in the hands of Max King. Good contact there from Jake Simpkin. This is the most 81st minute field goal game ever. Not the way that this set's shaping up for the Dogs. It's not ideal. Burton gets it up to the 30. This is the 4th. They need a good play here to make this set somewhat acceptable. Salmon doesn't deliver that. Only about another 5-meter gain. So they'll kick long here through Galvin. Oh, the Rachidi defensive line. This has worked brilliantly. Bit of a half line break on the last here. Carraz puts boot to ball. Galvin's chasing. It beats all the Manly players. Oh, Jesus. Tolu Kola recovers it. How the hell did they do that on the last play? It's a dropout. Dogs are complaining about something here. We're going to get a whistle. Do they have a challenge left? What a play. Will the game finish past your bedtime? Absolutely not. They've convinced... Okay, something's happened here. They've convinced Adam G to review this as a try. He said goal line dropout. Yeah. Dogs players actually convinced him to do that. You never see that happen. I'm not a fan of that at all. But anyway. Penalty Manly. Penalty Manly! Off the back of a captain's challenge by the Dogs, and it's challenge successful, but it might be the worst successful challenge you could imagine in Golden Point. Galvin was offside. Manly get a penalty. All of a sudden, instead of them getting a dropout, if they'd just shut up, they would have got a dropout. Instead, it's Manly penalty. Wow. Do you get an extra challenge in Golden Point? No, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. One of my proudest moments of rugby league content creation, it was a Bloke in a Bar episode after Vegas, and they were saying, should we get an extra challenge in Golden Point? They all thought yes. I said no, and the reason why no is because if everyone got an extra challenge in Golden Point, every single time they conceded a field goal, they would challenge it. And I convinced all of them. I was like, hell yeah, I know ball. I know ball. I was really happy. As soon as I said that, they were all like, oh, yeah, no, never mind. You're right. Of course. You've changed my mind. I was like, yay. Anyway, good run there from Brown. In fact, no, he passed backwards and it's Dog's ball. Nathan, what the bollocks, bro? You had a brilliant run there. And why did you dig it to the line and just pass backwards? Jesus. Manly, they were in good position. They would have been in good position. Oh, no. Crichton might have just saved the game. He may well have. I'm feeling maybe a draw. I don't know. Neither of these teams want to score a field goal. Leaguie, earlier you mentioned how the Titans were allergic to winning rugby league football games. Not true. I mentioned that the Titans were, quote, seemingly allergic to winning rugby league football games. I don't know how I remember that I said that, but I did say seemingly. Is Nathan Brown a domestic terrorist? We can officially call him one if they can kick a field goal here. Hayward gets it to Leo Thompson. That's as good a field goal setup as you could possibly want. They're set up deep. This is the last 2 minutes left in this first half of Golden Point. Manly are chasing them down. They kick it, and they get it. They get it done. Stephen Crichton gets Canterbury a win against the odds, against Manly. Manly had so many opportunities to get that one done. What a Saturday of rugby league we've just been subjected to. And the Dogs get a desperately needed win. Jeez, it was desperate stuff on a number of occasions. But 13 points to 12, Stephen Crichton slots it. Jesus, Nathan Brown, I don't know what he was doing, but it wasn't just that. It was the most egregious error Manly made was Jamal Fogarty not even trying to take a field goal earlier on. Cameron Serraldo not even celebrating there at all. As his coach's box went up, they got the win that he certainly expected. Wow. Wow. So, Kieran Ford, potentially job under pressure, you reckon? That was such a good day of rugby league football. If this sport isn't the best thing in the world, I'm a Dutch astronaut, bro. I am a Dutch astronaut. Shout out Andre Kalpers, former Dutch astronaut. I had the pleasure of meeting him once. Anyway, there's a cool story for you. How can you not love this game? How can you not love this game? All right. Well, I've got a lot to do with my evening, so I'm going to be hella busy. But, jeez. We're gonna get into the tradition that we now have on the streams when there's more than one game. I'm gonna play as the outro the winning songs of all of the teams that played today. That being the Dolphins, the Titans, and the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. So I will leave it there. Feel free to come back tomorrow. We're watching all three games. Then we're ending with my Roosters against the Sharks. I think that's a really good 50-50 game. We'll be calling my dad throughout it as well, which will be entertaining. But anyway, until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. And I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.